Cool. So I think we're live. Yeah, we are. Hi everyone, it's Tom the English Picker here. I'm just having a brief chat here with Nic Hills on a sort of lazy Sunday afternoon. We've both sinned and gone rummaging around the boot sales as a bit of therapy. So, hi Nick, you all right?
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, like you say, I gave in and went out this morning. Um, I limited myself to going to one boot sale on a Sunday. I would normally go to three when I'm really going for it. So I just went to Hitchin. Didn't spend masses, but got a car full. I filmed the back of my car because it just looked hilarious because I bought a few job lots of toys, but they wanted the crates back. So I had to go to the car and just tip it all in.
Oh,
It just looked like a jumble sale in the back of my car. It's hilarious. Did you get much this morning?
yeah, I made out like a bandit today. It's just one of those days that all the sellers were moaning, "Oh, there's no buyers." But like today was almost like one of the good old days that there just seemed no competition at all. It was really peculiar. I was finding stuff at the end of the boot sale. I was thinking, why is this still here? Like
Yeah.
literally, as people were packing up, I was walking around and I found some 1980s Beetlejuice action figures, and they
Oh
were
yeah.
50p each. And I said, "Oh, have you knocked them down?" "Oh no, they've been 50p each all day." So I just it's dead weird. I don't understand whether people couldn't be asked to go or don't know, just caught it lucky, I guess.
Well, maybe because the weather is so good. I don't know if it is where you are. It was gorgeous here. People are heading to the coast or having barbecues and just, you know, got better things to do. They have lives, Tom. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Once upon a time.
Yeah, a few years ago, yeah. I think people would also maybe too hungover or stuff like that. But
Yeah.
people were getting some of the sellers were getting a bit desperate to sell stuff. So I stayed right till the bitter end. I was one of the last cars to leave, and because I don't normally stay till the end, but I did the kind of thing you did, that just offer a silly, ridiculous offer for some, a job lot of stuff, and they took it. It was crazy.
Yeah. I was well, there was a few regular dealers there, and when I got to this stall that had loads of really high quality toys, it was a bit of a feeding frenzy. But I just grabbed what I could. I got loads of huge job lot of Ben 10 figures, uh,
Cool.
a job lot of Playmobil, and a load of Disney cars, toys and stuff, all from the same stall. But there was so much stuff there. The guys were grabbing like Pokemon and Pokemon card albums and
Cool.
there are loads of really nice Wally interactive toys that I know sell really well.
Ah,
Yeah, I
okay.
did pretty well. I grabbed a couple more of these as well. I've had these before.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, they do well. Yeah.
got two packs of them. I had to pay up for it. I paid 12.50, but they go for about 20 to 25 each. So
Yeah.
happy day.
I mean, if you get the right stuff that's sort of relatively recent, there's crazy money in ink. I mean, it's just ludicrous,
Yeah,
really.
I was trying to restrict myself to buying stuff I know I can flip fairly quick, and the
Yeah.
toys I'm going to do in job lots. And I bought a couple more job lots of books, and then just a splattering of games. Nothing really exciting. I think the dealers beat me to all the good games this morning, but it was
Yeah.
nice to get out.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad you managed to go out, with everything that's going on. I mean, I spoke to Joe as well, and he's trying to be strict and only get sort of the top stuff. But I tried to do that. I tried to be strict and getting stuff that I could either sell quickly or that was quality. And then about halfway around, I fell off the wagon and just bought loads of random stuff. So,
Well,
sort
sometimes the real quality just isn't there. I
yeah,
watch Joe's videos and just think, oh my God, he just must fall over it. You know what I mean? It
yeah.
the amount
I
of
mean,
tra-
I was saying to him, it's sort of 50% skill and just 50% pure sheer luck. So
yeah. But I mean, the whole boot sale I went round today, the best pair of trainers or shoes, I saw a pair of Adidas football boots, which would have been nice to resell, but they were just knackered. You know what I mean? And if I do see Nikes around here, they've just been worn to within an inch of their life. You know what I mean? The only good score I had with shoes was about a month back. I picked up that big crate full, but they were like teenage sort of or early teen ones, so they're not as easy to sell online. But I sold a load in the shop, so they did really well. But I just don't get the high quality shoes around here. It's weird.
Yeah. There was a guy there. They seem to get a load of people around me. I don't know if they get it stock from shops or whatnot. But he seemed to have loads of brand new kids' shoes, new with tags, sort of official toys, like soft toys, like Angry Birds, Moshi Monsters, stuff like that. And he was selling for like £1, £2. I was just thinking, where do these people get this stuff? It really perplexes me where he gets it brand new.
Sometimes it's not worth asking the question.
Yeah, well, that's true.
I don't know if this video is doing the thing where it flips from person to person. It's just staying.
Is it saying on? It's probably because I was hovering over one of the things. I don't know if we should check the comments. I don't know exactly how to do that. God, I feel like my dad when my dad trying to work out dial-up internet when it comes to these hangouts. It's ridiculous, but we'll see. I'll just text.
Scared to press buttons because I'm scared I'll mess it up.
Yeah, we all know. I'll just text someone. We'll see if that works. Which I haven't really sort of bought before. I'll show you some bits actually. I bought a load of these, which walkie-talkies, because we just had a response. Yes, it's flipping between both of us. Okay, so.
Oh, cool. Okay, it just doesn't show up on here then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Zahir, did you get that tip from Zahir?
Yeah, Zahir. I think it was Joe got some as well. I know Joe got the cordless phones. That was it. Yeah, Zahir and the guy for some reason he got loads of them, and he wanted a £5 each, and I should have bought them all at the time, but I was chit chatting about, kind of saying that these would be useful in the garden. So I'd already established a story about why I needed them, and then I could hardly go, I'll have them all. Yeah, so I did end up coming by and going, oh yeah, I'm going to get some more to give away as gifts. And then
sometimes
all of a sudden he twigged on. He went, oh, they've sold really well. I'm not sure if I want to give you a discount. Then he won't give me a discount like he had the first time. So I was like, oh. And then he had like seller's remorse, like, oh, maybe we should keep some back for the kids. And I was like, no, sell them to me. So I ended up getting 4 sets of these. Is it bind tone or something like that? I can't remember what it's called. Yeah. And 3 sets were used, and 1 set was new, still in the packaging, and they all come with the charging stations. And I paid between £4 for the used ones and £5 for the new one, and they go for about 20-25 quid.
Good stuff.
Yeah, so that was nice. I've never even thought to buy these, but because of like watching Zahir's thing, it's pretty cool. And because of you, I've got some more of the good old drunken.
One's got a lazy eye.
Yeah, they always seem to. I don't know why.
He's okay now.
All right now. They're not the ones. They're not the ones that make sounds, but they're. But I think this one was at some point because it's.
Oh right, so he might have lost his talking box.
I think he's lost his talking thing.
Yeah, I've got a pile of them at home that I need to clean up a bit before shifting them.
I've got quite a lot of supplies as well. I got a load of this tape. I don't know if you've used this tape before. It's fiberglass reinforced tape.
Okay, yeah. I've not used it, but I know it's good stuff.
Really good stuff for like big boxes, sort of.
Yeah, FBA and that stuff.
Yeah, that, and if you're selling stuff like big parcels and stuff, and that was £1 a roll. And actually, I mean, I could actually resell this because this goes for about £5-6 a roll on its own.
Really? Wow. Oh, you're breaking up. Oh, Tom, where have you gone? Okay, I think I'm now talking to myself. Let me ring him. Tom, can you hear me? No. Right, if anyone's still watching this, I'm just going to ring Tom and see if he realises he's dropped off the air, because I can't. Hello, mate. I'm looking at a screen with you. Oh, you're back.
Yeah, for some reason my browser decided to just do an update for some unknown reason. Go, hi, I'm going to do an update midway through. This is the technical gremlin of the evening, rearing its.
There has to be one. It wouldn't be a video with Tom in if something didn't go pear-shaped technically. Okay, cool.
Sorry about that, everyone. I've got to get that in now, and then the broadcast from now on will be pure professional.
Oh, don't say that.
Yeah, I grabbed a Flight Simulator X, which was pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
And that was £1, so that was pretty good. And then there was a guy who was selling a load of Blu-rays. He got loads of new and sealed Blu-rays. He wanted between 50p and £1 each. So I picked up just some of the more unusual titles, Bond and stuff like that. Some PS2 games, Crash Bandicoot and Ratchet and Clank. Down there. And then I've done well with these before. They're dog training DVDs. Sort of, they're quite obscure and they don't often have barcodes. But some of the, I sold one recently for £25, which was Dr. somebody Lynn dog training DVD, and yeah, 20-odd quid. But so
would you stick that on Amazon FBA then?
No, there's no listing for it on FBA, so I'll probably put it on eBay. But yeah, there's those. But yeah, it's mainly media I got today, and then the other thing was this, and they're all Farscape.
Yeah.
DVDs, and he got loads of others, but they were open. And I ummed and ahed, and I looked at them on FBA, and they were only open. They were only going for like £1 to £1.50 a box set, really nothing. And I asked him how much he wanted. He went, "Oh, they're £1 each." So I got these new and sealed ones for £1 each, which
a while ago, going back quite a few years, they really had a lot of value, but it's been reissued as a box set of the whole thing, I think. And I picked up a complete series of them, one of the series of 5 of those double boxes, and for the whole thing I only got a tenner, and that was doing quite well on it. But the market's dropped out on those. But new and sealed like that, you might get someone who's trying to complete the old box set.
Yeah, I mean, there's still value in them, but I mean, they do. I mean, like one of these goes for like £30 new and sealed on Amazon, but I don't think I'll get that because I think it's a bit like, you know, that audio book you talked about, how people are still clinging on to the old prices even though there's the newer version.
Yeah, but if it's going for £30 or people are trying to get it, oh no, but there'll be a cheaper used price. I was going to say scan it into Magpie in that case, but I bet the used price is only a couple of pounds, isn't it? So
yeah, so there are some like that. I had some audio CD ones today, and I'm contemplating scanning those into Magpie just for the same thing, just quickly get rid of them. So that was the main thing. I mean, I paid, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, £6, and I'm probably gonna, you know, go for like a tenner a piece, something like that. Move them quickly, 10 to 15 quid a piece. So that's the great deal of the day, really. And then got some quite a lot of these. I won't show them all, but they're like 007 die-cast toys.
Oh, they're cool.
Yeah.
QCV.
Yeah, and then you've got an Aston Martin DB5, and I picked out the ones from the older films, like For Your Eyes Only and Goldfinger and stuff like that. And they come with a magazine as well. They go for between sort of £6 and £10 each, and he was asking £2 a piece. So
That's not bad.
yeah, it's all right. And then just other than sods, I bought a Batman costume, a full-size adult Batman costume with like all the accessories and stuff.
Nice.
So that was cool. And that was £12, but it's quite one of the higher end ones that costs about 50, 60 quid. So that's good. So yeah, just all odds and sods really. I nearly got myself in trouble with some Xbox games because it was an Irish woman with a really broad accent, and she got some great games, some really good ones. And I asked her how much they were, and I thought she said they're £1 each. So I got like a big stack on the go, and she totaled them up, and she's like, "That's £126." I
Oh
was like,
no.
and she said what she actually said is they're £8 each.
No way.
I made a complete arse of myself.
I've done that.
I had to put them back.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I did end up getting some bits. I ended up getting some the Xbox 360 wireless things. These are good to look out for. These are a couple of pounds, and they go for about a tenner a piece, something like that.
They still go for that. That's not bad.
Yeah, yeah, they go for 8 to 10 quid, something like that.
There's different versions. I remember one that was grey and just had one little antenna. Are these like more recent versions?
Yeah, I think these are the more recent ones because I've had the one with a single, and they don't go for a whole lot. I think they only go for about £5, £6.
Okay.
But, yeah, so it's about that really. I mean,
Let me just grab one of these tubs. Hold on. This was well, a couple of ball games bits as well. This Apples to Apples is worth picking up, and this is a new and sealed one. I should get up to about 20 quid for that. It's quite a cool one to pick up, and I got that and Bullseye. They're both new and sealed. That I'll probably look to get about 15 for. Well, I might check them on Amazon actually. I might do better on Amazon. It's a good old Halo bundle that we all been doing for years. But this is all Ben 10 toys, and some of the car stuff's in here. But there was 3 or 4 of these little things that I've seen somebody else talking about. They're like, oh, just came on, and they have like a little watch, and it's got an LCD screen in, and I think it's these that go for really good money. And then it's just tons of the Ben 10 figures. I know very little about Ben 10, but I've looked at bundles before, and you get about £1 or so a figure, and there must be 50 odd figures. So I think I did okay for a tenner.
That's cool.
There's just tons and tons of random crap in here. So yeah, not too bad really.
Cool.
We've going back to that video I did about all the crap that was going on in the shop.
Yeah.
It was just one of those weeks. I mean, nothing. Each individual thing that happened wasn't a real big deal, and you know we've put it all behind us. It was just one of those weeks where it's like being punched in the balls every 5 minutes. But yeah, if you're going to start a business, just expect it. It happens. We've been through worse, and
that's the thing. I suppose you used to obviously you were in retail before, but you used to the eBay where you don't have to deal with shoplifters and things like that. So I suppose it's getting yourself toughened to that again and whatnot.
Yeah, it's just getting used to it again. We've been here before. The thing is with this, we didn't expect that level of grief because, I mean, for crying out loud, we're selling second-hand children's clothes, and we thought, are people really going to target us? And yes, they do, is the answer. But you're really breaking up again, Tom. Sort of
I was trying to look at the comments unsuccessfully. So yeah.
Would they be on the YouTube? I can. Let's see. Dare I click out of this window? Let's have a look. I'll go into your channel.
If anybody knows a good video like the Idiot's Guide to Doing Google Hangouts on Air, please forward it to me and Nick because we really need to know.
All right, I'm going to try and find your channel. Why can't I see? Oh, there you are. Oh yeah, it's got a little red dot by it. Sunday afternoon resellers chat. No, there's no comments. Oh, I'm looking at myself. That's weird. No messages on there.
No, nobody's interested. That's good.
Well, I don't think because nobody knows it's going.
Apparently, we've got 5 viewers, so that's pretty cool. So happy days. Yeah, I grabbed some Halo today, but I've had trouble selling the Halo things lately. I've got one on there at the moment, which is Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo 4, Halo Reach, Halo ODST, the anniversary one, and whatever the other one is, and it's just not shifting at all.
Yeah, they've done a reissued collection thing, haven't they? Though, so perhaps.
Yeah, I think they've got Master Chief's collection, which has kind of killed it a little bit.
Yeah.
But I got these ones for £1 a piece. I got Mass Effect 3, Fallout New Vegas. That's still got some good resale on it. And then I do bundles of zombie games. So I do Left 4 Dead, Dead Island, and I can't remember what it's called, but it's one of the first ones that came out on Xbox. When you can just pick up random objects.
I know what it is. Oh crap! What's it? Sold tons of them when we had the shop.
That one. So yeah, I do those as a bundle because the people into the sort of zombie genre, or I'll sometimes chuck in like a Res Evil or that kind of thing, because some of the Res Evils have dived in price, and then you've got the really ones like Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City, which I struggle to sell sometimes, so I end up bundling it in with things like that. So yeah, and then I got some these Haynes guides, but they're the sort of more novelty ones. I got Haynes Baby, and then this Haynes Vulcan Owner's Workshop Manual. And I've done really well with these. I've had a Concord one before, and I think they go for about 10-12 quid.
Really?
Really quickly.
There's not many owners of Vulcans. I think there's one flying Vulcan in the world now.
Very niche market, so
yeah, it would just be fanatics on it and fans.
Yeah. So I've done well with those before. I'm trying to think what else I got. What else have we got here? Oh, this was cool. I did a video about it, but I've still got to upload it. I got a David Attenborough book. So when I was out with a friend of mine, we went around some charity shops, and it's signed.
Oh, nice.
Which is pretty cool, and it goes for about 20 to 30 quid, okay. Which is good. So always check the David Attenborough books, because he's quite a prolific signer of books. So I think that's like the second or third one of those I've had.
I guess he does those sort of book launch things in HMV or wherever.
Yeah. So yeah, what else has been going on? You been up to much lately?
Not really. Seeing family over the weekend. My sister came up from Brighton, so I caught up with her today, and we're trying to arrange a time for us to go down to Brighton for a weekend. Yeah, my dad's birthday was the other day, so I went and saw him.
Happy days.
I've just been trying to find enough time to list my stuff. I feel like a part-time reseller now. I've almost got to that level because the shop is taking up more time than and energy and you know what I mean. It's like I'm not as efficient as I want to be with my reselling, so I'm almost on a part-time basis now. That's how it feels. But yeah, it's going okay. But I think everyone's sales have slowed because of the weather anyway. It seems that everyone's suffering a little bit. I've certainly seen a big dip in my stuff.
Yeah, I mean, certainly before, sort of the last few weeks of June were diabolical. I mean, I was selling, there's several days in a row where I didn't sell anything at all, and it was a bit sort of like, oh God, what's going on? And even still, I mean, summer stuff selling. I've sold all the Nerf guns that I've got on. I had a nice Nerf water pistol that sold for like 30 quid or something like that.
Wow.
But yeah, most is really slow. I mean, Amazon's ticking away in the background, but it doesn't really seem to be affected because a lot of the military books are just people buying them whenever. So that, but yeah, it's a lot of people I've spoken to. It's been diabolical lately. I mean, that's to be that's the norm really. But I think a lot of people who got in before Christmas and were spoiled by all the Christmas sales, and now the harsh reality is starting to kick in.
Yeah. Well, I find you see dips with eBay if something out of the norm happens. If we have a really hot spell,
Yeah.
you know, it gives that little bit of chaos because people are doing things out of the norm. They're out, going to the beach or whatever, and they're just not thinking about buying our random crap. Or if you have a really cold snap all of a sudden, people's routines all change, and it just messes with sales.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I need to sort out my Nerf guns. I think that's my project for Monday and Tuesday. Nerf guns, camping gear, get a quick shift on them.
Yeah, there was a guy today at the car boot sale who had like a long wheelbase truck, sort of small, like a long wheelbase type thing, and it was just full of camping gear. And he arrived and he just got absolutely swarmed.
Yeah.
But yeah, tents, sleeping bags, camping gas stuff, and his prices were expensive for resale, but they were cheap if you wanted it for yourself. There wasn't quite enough in it to resell, but yeah, he got swarmed today.
Well, that sort of stuff, I suppose you could have a very basic business model on that, where all through the winter at car boot sales, you just buy up anything camping related, chuck it in the storage unit, and then you get a hot spell like this and just turn up and shift it all.
Yeah, I mean, I remember it was not last year, the year before, towards the end of the year. It was bad, bad weather. It was one of the rainy years, and I bought a 6-berth tent for £4, like a branded one. I think it was Euro Hike or something like that. Massive tent, and there's people just giving it away. Sleeping bags for 50p and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a similar thing with the camping gas stuff. You can buy that out of season. You can buy a burner for 50p or £1. And this time of year, they just fly out for between 10 and 15.
Yeah, definitely.
That does.
Yeah, so all in all, I was quite pleased because the last couple of car boots I've been to have been a bit rubbish, really. A bit kind of like you always feel like you're one step behind everybody else, kind of thing. But
yeah,
it was good.
Yeah, I could have gone nuts today, like I say, but I'm really having to to rein it in.
So you only filled the car once. That's good.
Well, yeah, I did get what looked like quite a lot of stuff, but if I'd have gone to the big one I go to one near Biggleswade, if I'd have gone up there, that would have been massive, and it would, oh man. And what I normally do is go to Biggleswade, do the one that I've done today in Hitchin, and then also do the one that we did in Stevenage.
Yeah.
God, there would have been so much stuff out there. But I just don't have the cash flow or the money available to do it, really. I need to be really careful because certain bills that are coming in that I need to sort out. And within a few weeks, that would have leveled itself out. But yeah, it's...
Yeah, unfortunately, you can't pay the water bill with Ben 10 figures directly.
This is true. I could try.
Well, you could try, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
But it's all good. It's all good. We had a really good last few days. After all that grief we had a couple of really good days in the shop, some really great sales, and a lot of really fantastic customers, glowing feedback, and people getting all excited about what we offer. And I don't know, my faith in humanity is part way recovered now.
Yeah, I mean, there's such an annoyance that one person can create damage on that scale just because of petty disgruntlement. It just seems silly.
The Facebook thing was kind of a storm in a teacup, really, but Andrea took it all really personally. And then when she had her phone nicked, she was just floored by it. It was just, what next? You know what I mean? And she lives on her phone. It's got her life in it. And we lost loads and loads of photos that we hadn't put on the iCloud, so they've all gone. Loads of videos of Ellen at dance competitions, all gone.
Oh, yeah.
That's the stuff that hurts, you know?
Yeah.
But she got a new phone today, so she's okay about it. But
Well, you know, hopefully a bumper month coming up, and that'll make up for it.
Well, we'll just soldier on. Don't have any
Yeah.
options.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how's things with you? Is your decorating getting stuff?
In a way, I'm going to get absolutely plastered this week. Going to be plaster everywhere and all that kind of stuff. So the videos are going to go out the window. All my stock is away. I can't do anything. It's really weird. And then I bought all this stuff in the car boot, and I've got to keep it in my van. I've got to sort of, it can't come into my house because there'll be plaster dust everywhere. So it's going to be a bit weird because I'm going to have to, yeah, sort of selectively go down to my car, get a piece out, photograph it, list it, and then kind of put it back in my car again. I feel like one of those weird hoarder people who sort of sleeps in their car with full of stuff. So if anybody's walking by and looking in, and you know, you walk past the window of a van and you've got like that, you know, next to other stuff, you're gonna think, God, that guy is proper weird. He's got that. So yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah. So how long have you got the plasters in for then? Is it just going to take a couple of days?
Yeah, it's going to be a week, so that should be fun. I was going to attempt to do some of it myself, but there's certain things I don't mess with: water, electrics, and plastering. They're the three things I won't muck about with. So yeah, it would be nice actually not to do something myself. So hopefully I'll be able to get some stuff done, maybe a few Amazon shipments. But to be honest with you, I've not been doing Amazon so much just because I've got so much stock there. They've told me I can't send any more in because I've like reached a threshold where I've got too many units with them, and then if I want to get above that, I've got to pay like the same as a big shop pays, and it's like quite a jump in price.
Right.
So,
okay.
yeah. So say for example, you know, you could have 5,000 units, but then if you go to the next jump, you could have like 50,000 units. It's like a massive leap. So it doesn't really seem worth it. So I'll be working on that. But I've been pulling some of the stock back to just get rid of, really, because it's just been sitting there for too long, or stuff that I sent in early on which really isn't going to sell.
So how does that work? Do they just you basically send them a list that you want through their system, and then they box it up and send it in one lot, or is it almost like an order that they just send to you?
Well, you would think they put it in one box, but quite often it comes in about 4 or 5 different boxes, but you still pay the same amount. You pay, you know, and it depends on the size, but anything from a couple of pounds each to like 50p each to send back. So some of the stuff I'm just getting destroyed as well because I just don't want to deal with it. But most of the stuff I'm getting set back because it's still worth putting as a big job lot on eBay or whatnot. So yeah, but a lot of it's sort of things which aren't the best of conditions, which I probably shouldn't have sent in. Like hardback books missing the dust jacket, really tough to sell, unless they're very collectible. So I'm getting things like that sent back.
Yeah, I've been watching. I know you have as well, Michael, with his hoard of books. And he's you know, going to try and send the majority of that to FBA. And you were saying on there the other day that it needs to be careful about condition.
Yeah, definitely, because people are so picky about condition, especially if you're going to price it. If you're going to price it the same as merchant fulfilled price and go for that, then you know that's fine to send in stuff that's dog-eared and whatnot. But most of the stuff I send to FBA has got to look like this. I mean, just like slight scuffs, but I mean that I'd list as very good probably. You know, because when you're doing the Prime thing, when someone wants it the next day, you know, if they pay like 4 times as much as the other people and it arrives the next day and it's knackered, you're going to get someone who's pretty pissed off. So I don't risk it.
So do you do anything else to the books? Do you shrink wrap or seal them or put sleeves on, or do you not bother?
Like this is some of the bags I use. I'm not sending these in. I just put these in here because I've been sorting through the comics that I've got. But these are these safety first, non-suffocation bags that I put some of anything that's sort of over like 20-25 quid. I'll put in that. I've got a shrink wrap machine as well for shrink wrapping some other. I crashed again. No, I thought I crashed again. And yeah, I do that, but they get a bit funny about you've got to have warning labels on. I'll show you some of the warning labels. I get these warning. Can you read that, Nick, or is that backwards?
It's upside down. Yeah, no, that's not backwards. It says warning to avoid danger, suffocation, blah blah blah.
No, it's just it's backwards on my screen, so I didn't know if you could see it. All right.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So I get those made by a label printing company, and I have to slap them on anything that I bag. I use these for CDs as well, little poly bags, so they don't come open and the CD doesn't come out. And that's the thing. That's all the little costs that add up. I mean, they don't cost much because I buy them in bulk, but they, you know, over time they do add up.
Yeah.
But some people just send them in, you know, just as is, and then if one gets lost, then that's that. But for me, it's not the financial side. It's that if someone gets one delivered without a CD in, they're gonna.
Oh, you've gone again, Tom. Oh man, I think I've lost Tom. Alright, hopefully he'll appear again in a minute. Tom, your gremlins are back. I've lost you again. Exclamation mark. Well, this is entertaining if anyone's actually watching this right now. Oh, here he is.
Hey.
Yeah,
bear with me. I'm gonna start this crowdfunding or whatever you call it website thing of let's all fund Tom and buy him a new computer so you don't have crappy YouTube videos. Because I've got the camera now, the camera works okay, but for some reason my computer's deciding that every software needs updating all of a sudden.
Is that another update?
No, it just crashed this time. It was just decided to not want it. Hasn't crashed for ages, and then all of a sudden, it must be you, Nick. I think that's what it is.
Oh, you can't blame me for this one. I get blamed for an awful lot of stuff.
So, what are your plans for the coming week? Anything particular?
Just working really. Getting that summer stock on, and we've got the newspaper coming down on Tuesday to do photographs and write the article on us. So yeah, just working hard in the shop and trying to get stuff listed at the same time. Pretty much.
Apparently, we've had quite a lot of comments. Someone called Bad FU Cup UK says hi guys, and then we've also got someone called Get Down the Gym has commented saying Photoshop Nick photos are great.
Oh, have you seen that stuff on the Facebook, the UK Resellers Facebook? What happened? Someone put a picture of, I think it was like in Tesco, somebody had cleared out all the ice cream. There's just cabinets completely empty of ice cream. They just put, Nic Hills has been here and bought the lot to resell, or something like that. And someone else says, now I know how the kids felt when they were trying to buy Furbies at Christmas.
Yeah, those poor people who we bought the Furbies before them.
And then somebody made up a little Photoshop image of me as an ice cream seller with my head poking out of an ice cream van, and someone else did another one, which is just bizarre. So I sat there with Andrea last night on the sofa watching telly, having a glass of wine, and scrolling through Facebook, and then these random pictures of me come up, and then there was one of me as the Wolf of Wall Street, and there's one on there with you and me. like with our faces superimposed on a scene from The Wolf of Wall Street. You must go on and check it out. It's really quite odd.
Yeah, I haven't been on the Facebook group for a few days, but I need to check that out. Definitely, that sounds funny. Yeah, the same person's also put, I went to Tesco again and there was no ice cream, so I'm guessing that's the same thing. Then someone whose name is Motoring More says, do any of you two look at car boot pages on Facebook or Twitter, etc.? And if so, how much do you get? I go on the Facebook pages of different car boots that I go to, mainly because a lot of them are on floodplains. So if it rains heavily the day before, they'll let you know if it's been cancelled or whatnot. But that's about it for me.
No, I don't tend to. There's a couple of websites that list the start and end dates, because I tend to forget the start and end dates of the season on certain ones. But apart from that, I just rock up if I'm going, and I know all the times in my head of when the different ones start. So,
well, at
yeah.
least you remember that. I always forget what time they start. So yeah, I have to go on Facebook and have a look what time they start. So that isn't good.
Yeah, I have a well-worn routine that I do now. In one way or the other, I do a little route.
Cool. Well, we've got some more comments. Vicky's has put, hi, I'm a Nick too, by the way. Really enjoy your video, these chats, guys. Watch them all the time. And then Skywalker's put, no, Tom. I think they're referring to the technical gremlins. So there we go. But if anybody else has any, there we go. I've just had a viewer text message me the
Yeah. So I was sat there last night, and this stuff kept appearing on my phone, and it was just really odd. It's like, I think I put at some point, you guys have you got nothing better to do with your time than make pictures of me and Tom?
I was going to say, if the people doing that, want something to do instead of photoshopping our faces onto weird random things, I've got loads of stuff to list. If you want to come and help me for free, or Nick, if you're close to Nick, I'm sure he wouldn't mind.
It was weird. I mean, Andrea's take on it was just like, she was dumbfounded. What on earth is going on?
Oh dear.
I don't know. We're kind of the epicenter of this community of nutcases, and we happen to have appeared in the middle of it all.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. But no, I've certainly got some good tips and stuff from the UK resellers Facebook group. That's bits and pieces, so that's good.
Oh yeah. I'm not knocking it. It's cool. It just did really make me laugh last night.
Oh, cool. We've got some stateside watching us. Guy from a channel called the FBA Life. I watch his videos. Really interesting how he went from selling ephemera on eBay, and he's now full-time FBA. So he's watching, which is cool.
Yeah. I'm starting to lean more and more towards FBA, Tom. I'm getting the idea it's the way forward for me, because I'm now getting more and more restricted for time. It's going to make sense sooner or later, but I'm still buying tons of stuff that is only eBay suitable.
That's the thing. Yeah, it's I mean, like those Farscape things, realistically I probably will send them to FBA. Just as you said, it's the time thing. But what I'm trying to install in people, like I was saying with the books, is it's just got to be quality. Otherwise, you'll get your arse handed to you, because you've sent in 1,000 units and all of a sudden you've got too many negative feedbacks, and Amazon wants to kick you off, and you've got to pay £1 each to get them sent back. So that's the danger of it. We've got the only way is thrifting watching. So is that Stephen?
Michael Taylor.
Michael, that was it. Oh yeah, it's Michael with the books. Yeah, they said Nick the Wolf of Wall Street, best one yet.
Yeah, I wish. I wish I had that money.
Oh, the Stephen bit I read is we've got Hixie watching, who says hi guys. We've got 25 viewers, which is pretty random.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Viewers, that's fame for you.
yeah, I met up with one of the viewers. He'll be watching at the moment. The other day, we went around some charity shops. I'll show you those bits I got if you want. We've got this random. It's like a basketball jersey. It's got all
Yeah,
the
US basketball teams.
all different ones, but it's like a ladies one. Let's show the thing. So I really have no idea on that, but yeah, that was £3. So, but yeah, no idea. But yeah, the main thing I got, which I've done a separate video on, but I might as well show you, is a load of Mega Drive games and Master System, but they're all sports, and they were £1 each. They were like in this sort of very seedy pawn shop that we went to that sells like legal highs and random smoking ephemera and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I got them really for the kick.
Because I mean, going back 5 or 6 years when we had the gaming shop, that sort of stuff I couldn't shift for 50p or a pound because we had tons of it. I suppose you might be able to bundle it, maybe. That's a good type. I used to love that game.
Yeah, this is the only one that's really worth it. This is worth about £7 or £8. Sensible Soccer, because it's all there. I mean, they've all got the manuals and everything, which is pretty cool. But the others I think I've got for the cases, and then the more boring Master System ones. But yeah, and then another thing I realised is they're starting to re-release some of the old Grand Theft Autos on. They've re-released. I can't remember which one of the Grand Theft Autos, but this week they've re-released it on the 360, which it wasn't on before, and they're going for about £20. But this goes for about £8, and that's on PC.
Okay.
So that was £1. And then I've been buying some VHS tapes as well, which is very unusual. Some racing ones, and then these are band ones. Got Kiss and all different Kiss ones. These are like 20p, because I've done all right with some of these niche market VHS tapes on eBay before.
With those, I think you do well if they weren't then reissued on DVD. You know what I mean? If that's the only place you can find that footage, I think that's kind of the difference. Because I bought up some band ones. I had a load of REM stuff and some Depeche Mode, because I'm drawn to that music anyway. But there was no value in it because they've all been reissued in HD on DVD. So
that's the thing. Oh, there's some more here. These are Mega Drive. As I said, I couldn't really leave them there. This one's nice condition. This is worth about a £5. Yeah, I don't know. I just never see Mega Drive stuff anymore. So I laughed today. There was a guy who got a Mega Drive with one sort of compatible controller, and then I think he had a sports game, and I asked him how much, and he wanted £120 for it.
Really?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah. And he was trying to convince me that there was games built into it. Yeah. Like, oh yeah, there's like 40 games built into it, mate. I was like,
no,
yeah, I don't know what
that's something Mega Drive, did they?
No.
Oh, you've dropped off again, Tom. Are you still there? Oh, Tom. Can you hear me? Oh, I think we've lost Tom again. Oh, God. Sort your gremlins out, Tom.
Bit kind of.
It is.
You what, sorry?
You were just a still frame for about 30 seconds then. Yeah. I don't know what the viewers will see then, whether it's just your face not moving or me talking to myself.
Well, entertaining, I'm sure. But Get Down the Gym has put, can you two do a live hangout with Facebook Resellers Roundtable group. There we go. And someone's commented that Alex Kidd was built into some of the Mega Drives, apparently. I hated that game anyway. It used to drive me mad.
On the Mega Drive, I know that.
I know it was on the Master
System. We used to have Sonic or Alex Kidd, the Master System 2s.
Yeah.
I didn't ever realise the Mega Drive came, but not with 40 games, surely. Yeah. I think the guy was putting a leg on that one. Perhaps it had one and he was just digging it up.
Yeah, I know some of the Master Systems as well. If you pressed, I think it was select and start on the start menu, like a maze came in from across the thing, and you had like a snail that went around the maze. It was really crap, but okay, we've got a question from Skywalker. Question: how do you approach bargaining when buying at a car boot / charity shop? Any particular lines, or you just cheeky and see what they say? Thanks. I don't personally barter in charity shops. I know some people do, but I don't personally. But I don't know about you, Nick.
I have only ever done that once, and that was on I showed it in a video. Job lot of graphic novels, and I just chatted with them, and I said to them they were £2 each, which was, there was no money in it for me really at that price, and I said to them, just tell me straight away if you're not interested, but I'll buy the lot if you can do them at £1, and she was more than happy with it. But it's the only time I've ever considered it, because it was still a big sale for them. And she said they'd sat there for like a month with no interest, so they were over the moon. But no, I think it's a bit rude in a charity shop to try and get money off in general. But at car boot sales, absolutely, yeah, I will try my best to get a deal. It's like today, bundling up all of these toys and games and stuff. I asked her vaguely what the prices were, and if I'd have bought it all at set prices, it would have been about 100 odd quid, and I got the whole lot for about 25 in the end. Just because I was bundling and bundling and bundling, and then you just come in with a price, and they, yeah.
Yeah, I think, like I said earlier, with the walkie-talkies, you can get yourself a bit stuck if you kind of give an explanation as to why you're buying it, and then your mannerisms or actions go outside that expectation. Yeah. I've certainly been guilty of that. Or yeah, I had it today where I was looking at some, they're not here, but some games, and saying, oh, how much is this game? How much is this game? And then all of a sudden I spotted a new and sealed some electrical components which I can sell on Amazon FBA, and a How to Speak German CD set, which sells particularly well on FBA, like a current one I think is called Teach Yourself German or whatnot. It's a bit like the For Dummies type thing. And I picked those up, dropped the games, and said, oh, how much are these? And then I bought and paid for those and walked off. So what the person must have thought, I have absolutely no idea.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Sometimes you come up with a story just to make it look like you've got a reason to be buying the pile of stuff you are, and then you just kept your mouth shut and just bought it, because you just end up sounding like an idiot sometimes, don't you? Because it doesn't make sense, the story you've concocted to make yourself feel comfortable doing it. But yeah, most of the time now I try and I don't say much if I can help it. But apart from, like I've said many times before, just be friendly and chatty, and that's the best advice I could give to the guy who's asking what do you do. Have a conversation with the person, show them that you're pleasant, you're friendly, and then they will deal with you so much more than if you were just cold and unfair.
Yeah, I think that's the key as well. What I found to sort of diffuse the situation, because I had it today and I hate it when you want the price of something, you ask the person the price, and then they just stand there and watch you like a hawk. But there's still yet other stuff I want to look through or scan or whatnot, and they're just standing there, and I kind of want to go, yeah, I'll give you a shout when I'm ready, kind of thing. So that's always a bit awkward. But I find that, like you said, engaging them. So if they're sort of asking what you're doing, I'll sort of change the subject and say, oh, how's it going today? Has it been busy? Almost like taxi driver talk, what time you're on till, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it goes a long way. It really does.
Yeah, I've got some more comments here. Craig's Games says hi guys. Let's see what else we've got. Hixie says I should be listening, not watching. Lol. Anyone want to buy an ashtray? I've got loads.
Yeah, I watched Hicks's video. Hi, Steve. I watched it just before Tom set the chat up in your kitchen with all of those 30 or 40 massive ashtrays. Yeah, it's quite a haul. It seems weird that somebody had all of them. They must have been in the pub trade or had a job lot or something.
Oh,
Did you see that one, Tom?
I haven't got round to watching it yet. I've been a bit lax on watching people, catching up on people's videos. We've got someone called Adam UK Reseller says, how do you guys decide what percentage of profit to reinvest and what to pay yourself for your time?
Life isn't that simple that I can for me, I mean, 1 month to the next, 1 year to the next, it would be totally different, as in what I can pay myself. Since I've started the new business venture, I'm not going to really pay myself for a while. Everything's going to have to go back into the business. When we were doing really well, you take out as much as you feel comfortable doing. I don't know, that's a very personal thing, really. And with what we do, it's seasonal, it's up and down. You have good months, bad months. Sometimes you get nothing out of it. Sometimes you have, fantastic month and you take a load out of the business. I don't know. What about you, Tom?
Yeah, I mean, when I was first starting to be self-employed, I wasn't just doing this. I was making stuff, and pretty much for the first 2 years, I didn't pay myself anything because it all went back into establishing the business. A percentage profit, it depends on the item. If it's something that's going to go quicker, like current media, stuff like that, I'll accept a smaller profit margin. But sticky type stuff like books and other stuff like that, it'll have to be a home run for me to pick it up. Otherwise, I've just space limitations means I can't. So that's that. We've got some other comments. Ash Matthews says, quick question, guys. How much can you realistically make per month reselling? I mean, we've kind of answered that, really. I mean, it's like saying how much money have you got in your pocket at the moment. It's a bit of a random question. It depends.
Yeah, I always say the potential in this is huge, but be prepared to have a month where you do really badly. Be prepared to have a month where you do really well. It's really hard to put figures on it as well, because how much do you have invested in stock? How much do you want to reinvest? How much can you take out, or do you want to take out any given time? I mean, before we invested all our money in the new business, all I keep saying to people is, I've just sold another thing.
Nice.
I've lost my thread now. Yeah, all I say to people is, Andrew and I earn a comfortable living out of it. And that might be different number for different people. We're quite lucky. Well, not lucky, we worked damn hard for it, but we don't have a mortgage. I don't have any debt, so I don't have a lot of outgoings. So what I can survive on may not be what other people could, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
The potential in reselling is huge, is all I would say.
I think you've got to be careful, like you're saying, with debt. I don't think you should get into this certainly full-time. Part-time, yeah, but not full-time if you're carrying the burden of a decent-sized debt, because you are risking it buying stock with not knowing whether it will sell. So you could potentially get yourself in more trouble. So you do need to start on a level base before jumping into it. I would definitely say that.
Yeah, absolutely. Test the water, do it part-time for a while, and then just see how much it's all very well saying how much does Nick earn, how much does Tom earn, or whatever, but that's us. It doesn't relate to how much somebody else could earn. So you need to try it out for yourself. Do it part-time for a while and work out how capable you are of making money out of this, and then just do the maths yourself and work it out.
Yeah, definitely. But another question from Retro Pickings saying, Tom, how much does your antique booth cost, if you don't mind me asking? Do you find it's worth it profit-wise? Well, I've got two. I've got a rent an antiques cabinet. That's 40 quid a month, and they take a 5% commission on all sales and 2.5% commission on card fees on people who pay by card. And my antiques booth is around about £100 a month. Same thing. They take 10% of sales and 2.5% if someone pays with a card. I like it that way because they've got skin in the game. They've got an incentive in order to sell your stock. Where there's other places where I've been where they don't take a commission, and they couldn't care less whether they sell your stock or not, as long as you pay the rent, which isn't a good place to be. Profit-wise, not great. You know, some months I've made a loss. Some months I've made like 50 quid after all told. But for me, it's essentially like a storage unit where I can store stock, which probably isn't as good for eBay, or stuff that's dead cheap, and that pays for itself and makes a small amount of profit. So it's, for me, that's the benefit, because it's a space where I can securely store stock that, you know, every now and then I sell some of it. So for me, that's the benefit.
Yeah, that makes sense. Better than paying for storage, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I looked into self-storage, and it's costly to get the insurance and all that. It certainly does add up. Okay, we've got someone here, Jeff Solo. Hi guys, Tom, do you still have a bag of G.I. Joe? Yeah, I have still got them. I was wondering if you would sell them, as I'm a collector. They're in storage at the moment. I'm not entirely sure where they are. Some are G.I. Joe, some are Mask. And then someone's put Be Good 2000. Lol, Tom, your swear word at Hangouts. Your crap at Hangouts. Yes, I am rubbish at Hangouts, but I will get there eventually. So yeah, I mean, we've got 36 viewers at the moment. So oh no, 34. 2 people have left and gone to enjoy the sunshine. So thanks for everyone for watching us. I think I'm going to have to wrap this up soon, Nick, because I've got a shed load of stuff to take out my car and process and whatnot. But we'll see if we can chat in a week or so, maybe over on your channel, and hopefully the technical gremlins won't plague it again.
Yeah, no problem. I don't think it was too bad this time. There was just a few moments where you disappeared off the face of the earth.
Yeah, it can't possibly be as bad as the last chat where Andrew and some other people joined, and then Nick crashed, and then went over to you. It can't possibly be as awkward as
that was the epic fail one. That one, wasn't it?
I haven't even brought myself to re-watching it yet. I just know it's going to be car crash television. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, cheers for setting that up, Tom.
Yeah.
We'll catch up with you soon. Thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah. Sounds good. Cool. All right. Well, we'll speak soon then.
Take care, buddy.